Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm JC.
And I'm Olivia.
Did you miss us? We were gone for a whole week.
Yes, our JC was a traveling soul.
My last flights as a pregnant lady, I don't think I'll be on any more flights until after
you just
baby.
do too? Arizona and this, or did you do?
And Mexico.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say, what's the most pregnant you've ever flown?
27 weeks.
Okay,
something.
so you would have been pretty pregnant at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 23, but I was I love window seats, and that's I can sleep on almost any plane. And so I cozy up on my middle seat, and I'm kind of I always put a foot up and get all cozy, and baby girl's just in there wham 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 wham, she's what are you doing to me? And I'm how do really pregnant people fly? Because I felt just there was one flight where I just was so hot, and I don't normally get hot on planes like that, and I was
that's miserable.
Oh, I was I don't think I could fly super pregnant. This would make me claustrophobic.
Yeah, I already get kind of uncomfortable on planes just because I'm longer. So
yes.
It's your legs.
Oh
get
yeah,
tight
you're
or
so
whatever.
tall. I can't
imagine if you were 30 plus weeks pregnant, you would just be really uncomfortable.
I did get on the way there, I got a exit row seat because I was in a middle, and I went up to the front, and I didn't even play the pregnancy card. I just said hey, are there any window seats open? And she was no, but I'll put you on the list for if one comes available. And I was okay, sounds good. And so when I got to the gate and went in, she was oh, we changed your seat. And it was a aisle seat, but it wasn't a window because of the door. So it was you know how the flight attendant will sit right there, and then there's just 2 seats instead of 3.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know what it was, but that seat had the best little flippers for your head. I passed out. I'm pretty sure I was this the whole time. I slept so good on that seat.
Nice. Upgrade.
But yeah, no, all my flights were good, but this episode is so random, but we're just going to talk about stuff. But so the workshop I was going to, have I given you a recap?
No.
Okay, this will be good then.
Yeah.
Okay, so the workshop I was going to, the way I found out about it was I follow the venue owner. So her name is Danny. She was a wedding photographer. Her and her husband, this is the second venue they've started. When they were dating, were kind of got engaged, realized there was really nothing that they wanted to get married at. They didn't like any of the venues, and so they were hey, we'd kind of been flipping houses prior to this, let's just build a venue for us to get married at. And so they built just I would say just a nice venue. It wasn't anything crazy, but bought this property, kind of revamped a space into a wedding venue.
Nice.
Got married there, had just kind of spent a couple years getting that one off the ground, and found this property in Alabama. It's about 30 minutes out of Huntsville. Or no, it'd be an hour out of Huntsville, actually, because that's where I flew into. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. You're driving through some very curvy, sketchy roads. There's trailer houses left and right. You're kind of in the boonies, and then all of a sudden you pull up to this multi-million-dollar property.
That's
beautiful.
Crazy. Along
Along the river. Not to be go look at my photos, but if you go to my photography page,
I'll insert some on YouTube too.
It was it's called Stonehaven. It is the most gorgeous venue I've ever shot at. Everything was just
Italy,
so intentionally designed. So they basically bought this property. There was a house on the property, and looked it up on Zillow. They paid $1.7 million for the property and the home, and then they from the ground up built the whole venue side of it.
Wow.
And it's amazing.
So wait, the terrace thing, stone thing, they built that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, how much did they put into this?
I didn't get numbers. She was one of the speakers, and her talk was kind of on vendor, photographer, relationships, communication, how you can get on vendor lists, how you can have, how important those referrals are, and just different things like that. And then she did touch on what it was for she now has stepped back from photography, and her husband just do this venue full time. Just a few more fun facts about this. She said they have 110 events this year in 2026. Guess what it costs to have a wedding there? Just a Saturday rental. Just the venue.
10,000.
$45,000. So sorry, $45,000.
So what does that include? Just the space, or do you get chairs, tables?
I think it was just the space. You get day of security because I think that's kind of like required. And then, yeah, no food. I think probably it includes some
Like
table
tables
stuff.
and chairs and
But like
this.
no decor, no food, nothing. That's just the space.
And they have 110.
Granted,
Weddings
some of
or
those,
just events?
she said events. So even if you said half of those were weddings,
Is it only weddings that are that expensive?
I don't know what it would cost to do. Like, say you said, hey, we're having a florist retreat where we're having a speaker come in and we just wanted to have it here on a Thursday. I'm sure that the price would not be that crazy. But say 75 of those are weddings times the 45 grand. That's 3.3 million.
Oh my word.
Obviously, it probably
Plus, then
cost
it goes
them
more.
Who knows what it cost them to build this venue. I would
Right.
say it's got to be at least 10 million. Just the stonework alone is insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
everything
Well,
there.
Just with us trying to build a house right now, I can tell you.
Yeah,
That's
it's
probably pretty dang expensive.
whatever you think the price is, double it because it's probably on the low end. But anyway, so long story. That is how I found this workshop because Danny had posted on her stories because I followed Stonehaven and I followed her. And she was like, hey, my friend Preston Luke is having this workshop in April at Stonehaven. Tickets are going live. Go submit to be, whatever. And so this was probably like back in November. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is like really good timing for me. There is something to be said about like, I'm at the point in my career where like, I don't know how beneficial the actual portfolio building is for me, but like just that creative spark that you get going to a workshop, like at the beginning of wedding season and just like going to a beautiful area,
There's
meeting
no
other
pressure on it. It's just
yeah,
whatever you
meeting
capture
other
for yourself.
creatives, like getting to see kind of like some new styles, some new ideas, just it was I was like, I'm really excited about this. And so the guy who was hosting it has like 800,000 followers. Like he's big. Like he had gotten sponsored by Nikon back in the day. He started out kind of with like seniors and then has kind of just been building like brand work seniors and now is like diving into the wedding side. So this was the first workshop that he was hosting as like a wedding workshop.
Okay.
And so the communication leading up to it was really bad. Like he always said like, oh, there's going to be like an Instagram group where we can all talk or things. And like literally the Instagram group didn't get started till like 3 days before the workshop or like just like some poor communication. But there was a Facebook group that had gotten started and I'd gotten added to a text thread with a bunch of attendees. So there was 23 girls who were VIPs. And then there was another 20 girls who came as 2-day event. So it was like basically the VIPs had an Airbnb for them and then we came in on Monday night, supposedly we're going to have like a nice welcome supper and then had 2 full days of shooting and education and then leave Thursday morning. Where the 2-day event people, they just came to the venue for the 2 days of shoots. They had to find their own housing. All that stuff, which if you were local, that would make more sense anyway. Yeah. And there were some girls that were like, oh, I'm from Nashville. It was only an hour and a half drive or,
nice.
Stuff like that.
That's a lot of people though.
Yeah. So there's like 43 attendees. It might have been, I'm trying to remember because there was 4 shooting groups and there was 10 girls. I want to say maybe a few girls ended up backing out or didn't come because I feel like there was 40 girls and there was 10 girls in each like shooting group.
And there was 4 shooting groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so basically poor communication leading up to it, but I was kind of like, you know what? He's done other content stuff before, like whatever.
You're
like
gonna
we'll
get what
figure
you need.
we'll figure out where stuff we need there. We have the info to the Airbnb. I had gotten connected with 3 other girls who we were like renting a car together. We were all flying into the same airport roughly around the same time. And I was like, cool, we're good. So get to the airport, meet up with the 3 other girls, started getting along with them pretty well, like got our car, headed to the Airbnb. I get to the Airbnb and I would like to preface that this was like supposed to be a luxury wedding content. Like he kept using the word luxury, which is such a like hot word in the wedding industry right now. Like everyone wants to be a luxury wedding photographer.
The highest
and
dollar.
And so we get to this Airbnb and it's like a glorified Morton building with like spray foam ceilings, kind of looks more like a barn. There's a bedroom that has 15 bunk beds in it. So basically I think there was 10 girls in the bunk room. Then there was another bedroom on the main floor that had 5 girls in it. I was in that room and I had my own blow up mattress.
A blow up mattress?
Yes. It was actually pretty comfy. And again, I'm not really that picky of a person, but when you're marketing something as a luxury experience, because the VIP girls had to pay $500 more to have the Airbnb, to be VIP, and for this welcome supper, right? Yeah. So I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And then upstairs there was like a loft with 2 more bedrooms, and then there was like 2 girls,
bedrooms or just beds?
Actual bedrooms, okay. And there was 2 girls in each of those, so 4 upstairs, and then 1 girl literally just like slept on a couch because she didn't want to be in the bunk room.
Oh.
Which I don't blame her, because who wants to sleep in the same room with 10 girls and it's like gonna be hot and like. Yeah. So anyway, so he shows up, arrives with Domino's for our welcome supper, and I was like, oh, did you get gluten-free pizza? And he was like, oh, they didn't have any. I got you some naked wings. And I was like, okay. So they're cold by the time I got them, which maybe that wasn't his fault. I don't know. They were not good. And one of the girls who was in my car with me was dairy-free and like allergic to the protein in dairy. So like if she eats it, like her throat closes up.
Oh,
like
dang.
She's
so
like
not just like lactose intolerant.
Correct.
Which
not
even still, that's a stomach ache. Why would you want to do that?
Yes.
Yourself?
And so
Domino's is so gross. I'm sorry. I don't like Domino's.
Yeah. And so she can't eat anything because like everything, the sauces, everything has
a store close where you can
No, we were like probably 20 minutes out from like the nearest store. So she was like, well, we had stopped at Walmart on the way and just I grabbed like eggs and some bagels and like just stuff to make breakfast in the morning, because we were promised 3 meals a day, and there was basically just like preservative filled crap sitting on the counter, like muffins, granola bars. Like, not that they're like bad things, but like that's not a breakfast.
Yeah,
like it's a grab and go situation.
Yeah, like a continental hotel thing, but not even yummy.
Not even as good as that. Yeah. And so she basically goes and gets one of her like Uncrustables and eats that because she's like, well, I guess I can't eat anything. And I was like, he sent out like an inquiry form, like asking about any like dietary needs, if you had like snacks that you liked, drinks that you liked, things like that. Nothing that I put like on snacks, because I had put like Chomps beef sticks. I think I put like popcorn, like something else, like, and none of that was there. None of the drinks that I put. And I was like, why did you even send out this questionnaire
if you
weren't?
Questionnaire, just buy the things that everybody said.
Right. Like when we've hosted stuff, we always like, if girls said like, oh, I like Diet Coke, like we would have Diet Coke for them. Anyway, so we're sitting at the welcome supper, you know, everyone's eating, and it was fun. Like, we're just chatting with everyone we're meeting and stuff. And this girl all of a sudden is walking around, one of the attendees, and she's walking around with a notepad. And she was like, who's showering in the morning and who's showering at night? There's 3 showers in this facility for 20-some girls. And she's like running around like a shower Nazi. We kept calling her like the shower police. And she's like, listen, this is everyone who wants to shower tonight, and you are given 5 minutes. You are only washing your pits, your vagina, and your, I don't know. She was like, she had some like thing, like, this is the things you can wash. And like, you have 5 minutes and you need to be out. And I was just like, excuse me? Like, who made you the shower police? Who made you house mom? Like, no one. And so we were all like in our room, like, oh no, the popo's coming, like, and like, oh, hurry, go shower before she sees you. But it was just like, what is the point in asserting yourself to be like this crazy? Like, get over it. Like, I get it if you're the last person to shower and it's cold and it sucks, but it's like, we're all adults. Like, we can go in and do a moderate shower and get out of there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so first night I was like, this is just going to be interesting. So we get to the venue. Obviously, the venue is the highlight of the whole trip. Yeah. It was beautiful. Everything was great.
How many shoots were there?
So there were 9.
All in the same day? No, 2 days.
Nope, spread out between 2 days. And so The shoots, in my opinion, and I'm being pretty critical of this because, again, he was marketing it as a luxury experience. And I've seen some of the shoots that happen at Stonehaven because there's been a lot of stylized shoots there.
Yeah.
And they're like amazing. And so the first day I was very like lackluster by everything. I was like, I can set a car by a fountain and have a bride and groom. Like, that's not, it just wasn't like anything so crazy that I was like
a hot air balloon that's going up or something.
Right. Or like massive installs of drapery and huge floral setups and stuff. I was just kind of like, this is a little lackluster.
Yeah.
The speakers the first day were okay, whatever. We're sitting at lunch and his family kind of like was there. So like his mom, his dad, his sister, his fiance, his aunt and uncle.
Oh, wow.
And they were kind of all helping with the back end stuff. So like each one would be like a group leader for taking people to shoots, helping with meals, just, you know, all the back end stuff. Yeah. And so we're going to eat lunch and it's chicken nuggets. And they're like, oh, hey, this plate's gluten free. And I was like, okay. So I get my chicken nuggets. They're cold. They're gross, whatever. I look over.
Chicken nuggets
and potato salad is not an ideal meal.
Like chicken nuggets from where?
Like Costco or something. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You don't even just have like salads and sandwiches. What do you mean?
Yeah. And so I look over at Mary.
Gosh, this is planned by a man.
Yeah. I look over at Mary, the dairy-free friend, and she's like, yeah, I can't eat anything. And she's like, his mom just came up to me and was like, oh, sorry, make sure you pack your own lunch tomorrow. And I was like, we were paying how much? Meals. Yeah.
No, I would have been livid.
Yeah. And so at this point, everyone's getting a little frustrated. Like everyone's just kind of talking, you know?
Yeah.
And so shoots happen, whatever. He made everyone like eat lunch, listen to a speaker. We had to go back to our Airbnb and change into like wedding attire. And he was very, like, gatekeeping everything. Like, instead of just being like, oh, we're going to have a real dance party tonight with, like, a bride and groom and make it look like a dance, that's why I want you guys in
wedding
all black.
So you know,
look like guests for, like, photos. He just was, like, so secretive about everything. And I was like, you're not, like, it's not that cool. Just tell people so that we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we all had to, like, go back, drive 40 minutes back to the Airbnb, change, literally had like 20 minutes, got back in our car, drove back. Like there was just so much driving back and forth. And at that point, like it was a long day. Like you're tired. And then he's like, oh no, we're gonna have a dance party. And like,
you're like, you've barely fed us, sir. We're all females. You're a dude.
I can't even remember what was. Oh, it was a taco bar for supper, which wasn't bad, but again, it's just a taco bar. And so have another round of shoots. They again were like, they're okay. I wouldn't say it was anything. Like, I don't want to sound that, like, these were beautiful shoots. I think I just had it, like, in my head that these were going to be, like, the most elevated, luxury, high-end.
Yeah.
Like, every single, except for two, every single mock bride's dress did not fit her. And they had to have massive clamps on the back holding the dress up.
So then you're limited.
So guess who's editing all of those out?
Yeah.
Me and the other 40-some people there. Like, it was just like, okay, it's not that hard to get a dress to fit someone. You knew who these models were ahead of time. Yeah. Get a dress that fits them.
Unless you didn't.
True. Again,
unless he was
poor
really
planning. And so...
Just, I mean, it sounds like a money grab.
So he had, like, 4 people there to speak, and they were all, like, some of his close friends. And throughout the shoots, the speakers they were all photographers, would just pop into any group and, like, get the shots that they wanted. And you're already
they weren't
like,
even there like, hey, what are you doing? How are you? What are you thinking? What settings do you have? Oh, here's what I have.
They're like, oh my gosh, I want to get in and get this. And it's like, you're here to speak. You're not here to build your own portfolio. And so I forgot the first day, sunset's happening. Guess who has the models out at sunset while everyone else is supposed to be in eating? The host and all of his little friends are out there getting the best photos of the night because it's sunset.
And then it's going to make it look like I threw a workshop. Here's what people got at the workshop, and here's what I got at the workshop.
Yeah.
Make it
and
look like
they literally made TikToks of like, it was him and like the 4 speakers, and they're like, here's how we post people at sunset, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who is this for? Like, they didn't pay to be here. You probably paid them to come speak.
Yeah.
And now it's like, was this a content day for you to get content? Or was this for everyone
to be lucrative?
who paid you? Because we did the math, like just on the Airbnb alone, we looked it up. It's $600 a night. So he paid $1,800 for the 3 nights.
And he's shoved 20 women in there.
There were 20 women. We paid an extra $500. We did the math. That's $10,000 that he made just in like VIP sales
for like the food and the.
So for his welcome supper and to pay for the Airbnb, let's just say it cost him $200 to get pizza. $1,800. That's $2,000. He made $8,000 just on booking that Airbnb for us. And it was a crappy Airbnb that was 40 minutes away from the venue. And I'm just like, no, I'm fed up at this point. And it was hard because there was a few girls that were being really negative about it. Like, why did I even spend the money to be here? Blah, blah, blah. And then there was one girl who had gone to a previous content day of his in...
And it was better, obviously, because she went to a second one.
No, she said it was bad. And I was like, why would you even...
like warn people.
Yeah, why would you even book this again? And so...
Unless it got her business, I suppose.
Yeah,
I don't... her money in the long run.
I don't know. And so she was super nice, and she was like, no, it was an absolute, like, shit show. The first, like, the one day I went to in Arizona, wow. Nobody was happy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I think we can all still get really good portfolio building photos here. We can still connect with other creatives. Like, some of the girls that I met, I genuinely really enjoyed spending time with. Yeah. One of them was from Michigan, and she lives in that little town called Holland that I want to go to. Yeah. And so I was like, Mary, I'm coming to see you. Like, she seemed so sweet. Like, one of the other girls was from like Rhode Island.
Oh, nice.
Like really beautiful like area, like Newport, and like she was like, some of the venues she works at, I was like, that's crazy. Like, that was fun to meet her. Like, just making those connections is really neat, I think, for a photographer, especially when you don't really have coworkers. So it's fun to meet people like that.
Who do the same thing as you and understand it and everything.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying like some of those connections made are valuable. Obviously, some of the portfolio work. But I just as a whole was like very disappointed with like what he provided.
Yeah.
Because I was like, Stonehaven alone is a standout venue. Like, yes, I get that there were some shoots that were maybe going to be simple, but then there were some that I was like, you had a huge budget to work with. I think we did the math. He just in ticket sales made like $120,000. And I'm like, you had a massive budget to work with, and it does not reflect that in what you put for the shoots and for the meals.
Also, you had your family there doing stuff. You did not pay that.
Right. And 100%. The most aggravating part, so this mansion that's on the property, guess who was staying there? Him, his mom, his dad, his fiance, the makeup artists, all of his other family, and all the speakers got to stay at this gorgeous mansion on property while we're at this crappy Airbnb.
So when you say the speakers, do you mean the one who owns the venue too, or no? She wasn't part of it.
Well, she was a speaker, but she didn't. Obviously, she lives there, so she wasn't.
Right, but did she do the photo shoot?
No, I actually don't know if I ever saw her with a camera in her hand.
Okay.
Most of the time, she came and did her speech, and then the whole next day, she was like there, but she was on her computer working the whole time. Mm. And I went and chatted with her a little bit because she knows Ashlyn, and so I was like, yeah, like, I'm gonna tell Ashlyn, like, you say hi, like, you know, just kind of, like, introduce myself, like, and I asked her a few questions, obviously, because, like, Cole and I have always said we wanted to start a venue, so I was actually really intrigued by her speech and had some questions for her, just about, like, different things, and some of the speakers, like, Cassidy Lynn was one of the speakers, and I did really like hers, but I was just like, it kind of just felt like it was like, oh, this is for me and my friends, but I had invited other people that paid to be here so that I could
afford it.
Yeah.
And have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds like garbage.
Yeah. So this was so he sent out, so people are just going crazy in this group chat, like bashing him about things. And so he sends out the like next day a like comment form like, hey, what would you do to make it better? Did you like this? Blah, blah, blah.
I hope everybody was really honest.
So here's my final comments, and then I'll be done talking about this, because ultimately I did get some really good photos, you guys. There were some very beautiful models. There were like the last day, there was the last two were like gorgeous setups, like absolutely stunning. The models he brought in from that were like international models from like Italy, like very cool. Wow. Okay, so here's what I said. Any final comments? I said, my reasoning for these comments is because you marketed this as a luxury workshop. I really think you missed the mark on it. I know it's hard to please 40 people, but you charged a lot for the tickets and the shoots did not reflect the budget that you were working with. I was very disappointed in the VIP housing, 3 showers for 20 girls. We were constantly killing. Oh yeah, there was like spiders everywhere. Like it was just like dirty. We were killing spiders and bugs. We were wedged into like small places, plus being 36 minutes away from the venue and having to drive back and forth multiple times was a lot. Meanwhile, you and all of your friends were in the gorgeous on-site mansion.
Yeah.
I would have gotten a hotel for $100 a night, stayed closer to the venue, and I could have bought my own Domino's welcome supper for under $500.
Yes.
I said I expected a lot better for the food. You asked us our favorite snacks and drinks. I never saw any of mine. You also promised 3 meals. Preservative-filled crap sitting out on an island is not breakfast. Sandwiches and chicken nuggets that were cold by the time we ate is not luxury.
Yeah.
One of the girls at my table was dairy-free, which she had put in the form, and you guys didn't have anything she could eat. Your mom told her, well, bring your own food tomorrow. I loved meeting your family, and I think it's amazing that they could be there for you, but hiring a chef in the future would be really nice to see. The last 2 shoots on Wednesday lived up to my expectation. The floral table setup was awesome. Obviously, Stonehaven is amazing. I've seen so many styled shoots there that were gorgeous, but had a lot more attention to detail. I expected more decor and floral. And for all the other shoots, I just was very disappointed in how simple they were. Also, another thing you easily could have done would have been having details or flat lays for us to shoot. Like there was 0 details. And I'm like, it's a wedding like shoot. Like that's such a easy thing you could have had set up. I said, actually, having dresses that would have fit the models would have been nice. I've been to a lot of content days and workshops, and they've always had dresses that fit their models. I was like, editing out these clips is really irritating to me. I would have loved to have gotten to shoot the couples at golden hour. I thought it was odd that you and your friends got to spend as much time as you wanted with them. Who was this for? You or us? The speakers were constantly getting in our shoots during our group time, and the group sizes were really large to begin with. We only got 30 minutes with each shoot, and that was hardly any time when there were
3 minutes per person.
Yeah, when there were 10 other girls trying to get shots alongside of you. Who are the speakers there for? To build their portfolio or to educate us? I hope that this will help make your future workshops a better experience for other photographers in the future. I do not think you should be charging $3,000 a ticket for what you gave us.
Oh, snap.
But I'm just like,
just based on what you tell me.
It's I think that there were a few girls there that were very new in their careers, and they probably got so much from it. I feel like for where I'm at in my career and for how many great workshops I've attended.
Well, I was going to say, like, you would say the Heart and Hustle or whatever.
Oh, yeah. They're actually hosting their last ever right now. Do you listen to them?
I've only listened to some.
They actually like are totally done with workshops. They quit the podcast. Wow. They're basically both like, hey, God's calling us to be in a season of motherhood right now, and we're gonna fully embrace that and follow like what God's calling. And I was like so sad listening to it, but I was so happy for them. Like it was a really good. If you do, maybe just go listen to the last episode. It was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're hosting their last one in Texas right now, and I want to share it and be like, these girls know how to host a workshop. Like they're so intentional, so high end with like everything they do. Like, anyway, done with my rant. I'm so sorry. That was like a 30-minute rant probably.
That's going to be the episode for sure. But I mean, hey, this is what people need to know, especially if they're thinking about going, what's his name?
Moral of the story, Preston Luke, I would not go to one of his workshops again.
Yeah.
I would also do a lot of research about who the host is when booking a content retreat.
Yeah.
I booked it sheerly to go to Stonehaven.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that was wrong, but I wish I would have maybe done a little bit more research on who it was being hosted by.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really follow him.
You trusted the girl who said it was her close friend.
Yes.
And, like, you liked her, so it's a lot of times it's like, okay, your word is on this too.
And like Danny, this is what's sad. Like Danny claims to be like a Christian, and I'm not saying she's not. I think she was everything she spoke of and how she reflected her life and her speech, I would say would have reflected that. But all the other speakers, and like they had this like, it's a podcast called The Vendor Table, and it's a man and a woman, and they had like them do like hot takes and stuff. So they were doing like a live episode during one of the days.
Right.
And basically it was like, your inquiry form shouldn't say husband and wife. It should say like spouse A and spouse B. Like you need to be inclusive and like very liberal, very like love is love. And I was just like,
can whoa. Whatever you want to be, each person can do
I'm in the wrong space right now for like what I typically align myself with and like just kind of where I sit, whether it's politically, my biblical beliefs, whatever it might be. I was in the wrong space. And I was like, that's a little bit on me. I maybe should have researched this a little bit more.
Yeah, especially when you've come from like, what was the last one you went to?
The last big one I did would have been Heart and Hustle.
Yeah, and that was like, aside from like one of Ashlyn's, I suppose. But, but even still, that's like more like girlhood, Christian based, like that kind of stuff. I do find it odd that like, maybe it's not odd, but like a guy is hosting it, but only girls went.
There was one gay boy in our group.
Okay. Did he stay in the house too?
No, he was not a VIP.
He was just the day of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, I mean, again, I'm not going to say, like, I'm not one to really regret, like, I'm happy I went, had a good time, I met some great people.
Made a great podcast episode.
Yeah, I think you can find positivity in anything, and so I'm not going to choose to, like, sit here and be like, oh, I wasted my money, I should never did this, like, because I can't go back. No. But good learning opportunity, and I definitely will, I don't even know, even going forward, like, I'm probably not going to be doing a lot of, like, stuff like this. Not that you can't do stuff like that as a mom, but, like,
your time is going to be different.
My business is definitely going to be taking a slower role in the next couple of years.
Be taking a back step.
I still plan on, like, doing weddings, taking on some seniors and things. But I could definitely see it not being, like, where my heart is as much anymore. Yeah. Like, obviously, I think motherhood is such an important role, and you only get those years with them, especially when they're little. Like, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I shot 40 weddings that summer that my daughter was one. Like, that's not where I want to be. So I don't know how many, like, workshops I'll really be doing in the future anyway. But if you are looking to go to one, like, make sure you align with the host a little bit better. Not that you can't still get some really great photos and things, but that's my 2 cents.
I think that's good. That was quite the tea that you promised. I knew that it was going to be interesting when before you went, you were already annoyed with a lot of the girls from the text. Yes. And like, oh, we have, which I guess they were justified in being worried that he hadn't sent out any details yet. But
yeah, there was some reason to be a little bit concerned. Maybe. Yeah. I'm a very like I can be very go with the flow.
Yeah. And you're just, like, if I get the information once I get there, I'm good. Or whatever.
But I could see if you were type A, like the shower police, she probably wasn't thriving with the lack of communication. Did she hate
the whole thing after that? She must.
I'm so curious because I know like some of the girls also had I sent my response on the group. I said, this is what I said.
Yeah.
And a few girls did too. And I think we were similarly aligned. And then there were some like, oh, we should just give him some grace. This is his first time doing a wedding one. And I'm like,
it was
his first time doing a wedding content shoot. He'd done like seniors, brand work. He'd hosted multiple content days, but not a wedding content day.
Well, then you should know that if you're going to do wedding, it should be your luxury of luxury. Mm-hmm. That is what weddings
especially
are.
Where you're doing it at.
Anyways, that's very interesting. Well, I threw a party and I made sure everyone could eat and was fed. Ellen's first birthday.
It was a luxury 1-year birthday. Yes,
it was a very good first birthday.
Cute. All the photos looked so cute.
First. Yeah. She actually really liked her smash cake. I made it. It was gluten-free. It wasn't totally dairy-free because I did put yogurt as the icing.
Oh, yeah.
But it was sugar-free and dairy-free otherwise.
Nice.
So you and that girl could have eaten it if she just avoided the yogurt. But she devoured it.
I was going to say, did she like it?
She was like, at first she just like pulled the blueberry off and then she like pulled the strawberry off. And then she was like, good. And then I was like, you can touch it. And then she like got her foot in it. And then it was like her hand. And then she was like, oh. And then it was just, she just went from there and was very excited. Yes, she's a good eater. I pray that she stays that way.
That's good.
But she also got her first baby dolls, which was really cute. We picked them out the day before, like, and she like pointed to them when we were in Walmart.
Yeah.
And Adam was like, oh, babies. And so we brought them up to her, and then she just like hugged them.
Oh.
And it was so cute. I was like, it's just in girls that we just babies, you know? So so she's been very obsessed with them, and it's really cute.
That video you sent me the other day, she was just like walking around holding her. It was so cute.
Yes, and she's trying to walk more, which is just
she wasn't walking. She was standing.
Yes, she stands and she takes a few steps or whatever, but she walks like a grandma, but she's doing good.
I mean, not all. I mean, a lot of kids are not walking by one.
No,
I'd say that's like it's your like half and half.
Yeah,
half hour,
Grant
half
was
hour.
walking like at the end of his 10th month. So,
which is so crazy. I personally would rather they just wait to walk.
I'm fine with Ellen not walking. The only thing is, coming up to summer, it's going to be easier if she can walk, just because the ground gets hot. And you can't really put him down outside and all that stuff. But yes, and then Grant's birthday. Well, by the time this podcast comes out, Grant's birthday. If you're listening on Monday, Grant's birthday is tomorrow. His birthday is Tuesday the 28th, and then
I can't believe he's going to be 3.
Over the weekend, we're going to the Omaha Zoo for his birthday, which is expensive.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have so much fun though. That's such a good zoo.
Yeah, he's so excited. He keeps saying, "I go to the Omaha Zoo."
Oh my goodness!
And he's talking about. He's like, we've looked at the map and we made sure like the exhibits that he cares the most about are all open and gonna be there or whatever. So I just need to go through and plan.
I know they say that. I was telling your mom this, that like if you wanted to like intentionally see every exhibit, you need like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. No.
But if you're just gonna go hit the ones you know he's gonna love the most, like
like he probably. I mean, we could maybe breeze through the aquarium part, but I don't think he's gonna care about that as much. He really cares about like the big safari animals. Yeah. So
that'll be so fun.
Yes, and we're staying at a really cool like gymnasium school Airbnb. I mean, it's the same kind of vibe, like 5 beds in one room. Right.
Which like again, that's fun for like, and when you know that's what you're getting, not when you were told you were going to have a luxury like retreat in your VIP.
Yeah, you're thinking you're sharing like one other.
There was like some pretty nice hotels that were like $70 a night, and I'm like, we could have had our own shower and our own bed.
Yeah.
Easy.
He could have rented like a block of rooms at a hotel, or had like a hallway where you guys could have all like, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, poor planning on his part. Just seems like he wanted to make money, and that was
it was a money grab.
Yeah. But anyways, well, all the party things in this are planning and whatnot in this episode, but yeah, crazy.
I can't believe that he's gonna be 3 and that you have a 1-year-old.
1-year-old and an almost 3-year-old.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
I'll be 23 weeks, or I'll be 24 weeks on Saturday, which is like, what do they call it? Like, that's when they would like try to save the, like if something were to happen, like that's where they're it's the viable. Age of viable. Yeah. Which is kind of cool. I mean, not that I think anything's going to happen or like I'm worried about that, but like it's kind of like neat to think. Like, no. I feel like today was the first time I was like holding my stomach and I felt her kick on the outside. So I'm hoping Cole can feel her kick soon.
Yeah. That'll
because
so nice
I feel like she's awake a lot.
That's good. If she's awake during the day, keep it that way. I've seen where people say like, if you find that your baby's awake more at night, start during the day, start like pushing on your belly and like doing things to get them awake, so that when they come, it helps their circadian.
Or she's just like a really like tossy-turvy sleeper.
Yeah. She's like, oh, stretching out. So can you throw this room, Mom?
I know. Gee, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, no, I think the sleep is just going to be what it is when they come, because I kind of tried that with Ellen, and I mean, Ellen wasn't a horrible sleeper or whatever, but newborns, they sleep a lot, and then they eat a lot, and a lot of the times when they want to eat is at night.
And I think it's just so unpredictable. I was talking to Cindy, which would be like Cole's stepmom.
Yeah.
And she was saying how her firstborn like didn't sleep through the night till like a year and a half, and then she was like her second kid slept through the night at 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And she was like, I was so worried though, because I'm like, should you be sleeping through the night? Yeah. Like, is this okay?
Kid is so different.
Yeah. And she's like, no, he was fine. That's just he was good with sleeping. I'm like, wild.
Ellen has been easier to sleep train, but she doesn't sleep as soundly as Grant does. Grant, once Grant's asleep, he's asleep.
He's out.
And now he's a great sleeper, but
yeah,
she still is waking up in the night. It's been better this last week, but yeah, the storm last night wasn't.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
So it was like 90 degrees here yesterday, and all of a sudden it got like super hazy and cloudy, like towards
Adam
evening.
Was like, this is perfect tornado weather.
And
but it's also perfect fire weather.
Yeah, and it was like a light show out at the lake. Like, it was crazy.
That's what I think well, rain on our roof, because we have a tin roof, sounds so loud. And I thought, I was like, is it hailing? And then I was like, oh wait, that's just our roof.
Yeah, you kind of forget, like, oh, I forgot what storms are like.
Yeah. And then, because it's been so dry here. And then the lightning was really bright in the nursery, because they don't have like blinds or anything. They just they have blackout curtains, but they're just like, they don't really, anyways.
The flash of,
So I think that woke Ellen up, but that and the noise is just like,
yeah, it was loud. There was a few, like, I jumped, like, I was like, holy. But yes, almost summer. Maybe that's what our next week will be. We'll talk about all the good summer things that we're looking forward to.
Our summer bucket list, what we're hoping to do this summer.
Yes.
And so stay tuned for that. Thank you for listening to this.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was helpful if you're thinking about, or maybe you just love juicy tea. And
maybe you just love to know about what I experienced.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.